EuroLuxHome.com. If you like something really unusual and very heavily carved, this might be the buffet for you. I'd love to tell you today all about this antique Brittany buffet. It's our item number 27-39, and there's so much to talk about on this piece. But first I'll start with the dimensions because it's relatively small for EuroLuxHome.com pieces. Most of our pieces are great big huge, but this one is just 91 inches high by 61.75 inches wide and 22 inches deep. So if you have a little lower ceilings, this might fit. So let's see, it dates right about 1880 and it's completely hand carved in solid chestnut, and there is so much to look at. So if you're not familiar with the Brittany style, I've made a whole video all about the details and the history, how it got started, but I'll tell you a few hallmarks today, but go find that video. You might find it really interesting. So we'll start all the way up at the top. Brittany's style is really almost like folk art. And up at the top we have two musicians. We have one little guy who's playing a flute, and over here on the other side we have a little figure of a man playing a bagpipe. And you might wonder, why is he playing a bagpipe? But the Brittany region of France, which is the northwest corner, was originally a Celtic region, so bagpipes were part of the tradition. Now, as you come down, you see all kinds of very detailed patterns. Here across the top, we have repeating, circling, spiraling patterns. And then here in the middle, we have a little Brittany gentleman. He's in his regional dress with oak leaves coming out, and I just love these little acorns, little tiny details of the carvings. And then as you keep coming down, just first let your eye just spread across and notice all of those details. We have interlocking circular patterns here in between the doors and then also around the doors. Again, that's all carved right there in. And then in the panels, what we find as part of the Brittany style are the people of the region in their own regional dress in scenes of daily life. And so we'll start over here, and sometimes this sort of tells a story. So we have the lady of the house. She's got her little wooden clogs on and her little regional dress with her collar and a little bonnet. And she actually has a spindle of wool. And she's got her little darning piece that goes with the wool. And we have this open cutout area, which is really interesting too, with all of these little nice spindles. And really interesting hardware too. I'll point out it's all pierced and hand hammered. That's a really nice old one. Then as we come here in the middle, we have two gentlemen. One is smoking a pipe. The other one looks like he's packing his pipe, getting ready to smoke. And then we have the same little lady that has been over. She's finished making her wool for the day, and she's sitting here just enjoying the evening. You can imagine maybe the sun is setting, and they've been busy all day, and now they get to just sit back, relax. Their little houses are here in the background, and they're very detailed. You can see it's a thatched roof, and you really even get the sense of the stone that the houses are made of, and even imagine the trees, or maybe this is the wheat field in the background, and a great big tree, a big tree branch with leaves. Very detailed, very unique. Again, it's like folk art. And then as we come over here, here's the little gentleman. He's starting the day, and he's got his spade or shovel, and he's getting ready. He's leaving his little house that's behind. Here's the stone wall. He's maybe getting ready to do his chores for the day. Now, again, part of the Brittany style is we often find on a buffet that we have carved figures as the support. It's really charming and unique. So here we have our little lady. She's got her bonnet, and she's actually holding the buffet top up on her shoulder. Really neat. And she's got her little wooden clogs and all of the details of her apron, just really unique. As you're down here, I'll just show you, you've got a plate rack back here, so you could add plates, maybe your grandmother's china. You could also maybe stick framed family photos back there. And then here we have the little gentleman, again in his regional dress. He's got his big pantaloons. You even have the detail of his belt buckle and the buttons on his shirt. His little hat and his shoes, really charming. Now, as we come across, we see again this repeating circular pattern, a throwback to that Celtic heritage that is so important in the Brittany region. And we have nice hand-hammered brass hardware. It's quite heavy. There's a good amount of weight to that. And then we'll come down, and the story just continues. So here we have our little lady. She's got her basket. She's maybe leaving for the market. And I'll point out that up above here is a stylized ship's wheel. And maritime activities were really important to the Brittany region. They're right there on the coast in France. And so you'll often find ship's wheels in the Brittany style. So we'll come over. Maybe we'll go all the way down to the end, because I believe, here's our gentleman. It looks like he has got a basket full of potatoes that he is loading into a sack. And then behind him is his house. Here's a tree. We have a ship's wheel, the stone wall behind him. So doing chores, activities of daily life on either side. And then right here in the middle, it looks like it's the end of the day. Just like up at the top, they were smoking a pipe. Here she is actually holding the jug of wine. Maybe it's a jug of beer, giving him a drink. Could be water, but it's more fun if it's beer or wine. And so they're sitting here on a little stone wall. There's a stone building behind them. And here in the distance is the church steeple, little neighborhood houses, and a great big tree. So just so unique, all completely hand carved. This was back before the internet, when people had a lot more time. And imagine how long it took for someone to just completely carve this and to tell the story of daily life, the simple pleasures of daily life, working hard and then relaxing with your loved ones and friends at the end of the day. This would be just the perfect piece to sit and enjoy a bottle of wine and look at all of those details. So if I can answer any additional questions for you, please feel free to reach out at 803-276-4001. Remember, EuroluxHome.com does include free shipping within the continental US and some places in Canada. But let me know what's your favorite part about this just very unusual, highly detailed antique Brittany buffet. See you next time.